All right, folks, welcome into the Friday main event. I am Mike Molder. He is Lee Teat. Together we are the Friday main event. Lee, I just noticed in the intro, uh, 4:30 Central on Fridays. I probably need to update that because we've been Thursday at 6 p.m. All season.
It's only week 9. We got plenty of time.
Everybody loves a smart ass, but okay. I'll try to get that fixed next week, Lee.
I hear you,
My
man.
my bad, man. Yeah, we're here in week 9. We didn't think we was going to make week 9. That's what all the experts
Yeah,
said,
that's
Lee.
true, man.
So I'm pretty happy that we've made it this far. Appreciate you guys joining, man. We got our regulars in here. We got Jacket Lover,
Peabody.
Peabody, Coleman. We got all the regulars in here. Big Dave messaged me, Lee, a little bit earlier. He's heading over to Johnson City. I think Elizabethton and Johnson City have got a JV game tonight, so he's over there. Said he wouldn't have a signal. He hated he's going to miss the show. I told him he was welcome to watch a replay. So
Oh, yeah, he can catch it up.
he'll catch up. Big night of football tonight, Lee. There's some good games tonight. We'll go ahead and get started with one of the bigger ones. Knox Halls is at Central. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, we had Coach Craney on with us a couple weeks ago. They're sitting now at 6-1, 3-0. They did beat Carter last week for a pretty good Carter team,
Yes, sir.
14-6. Their quarterback Ryan Bolton having a good season, 944 yards passing, 7 TDs. Liam Fortner, who
Yes.
we talked about, when we had Coach on,
All
he's
state.
yeah, absolutely, 366 rushing yards, 6 TDs. Said to run him out of the Wildcat, did they not?
They do.
And he's also got 351 receiving yards with 6 TDs. So he's having a big year, putting up some big numbers, taking on Scott Cummings' squad. Now they're 4-3, 1-2, Lee, but that record's a little deceptive. They had some COVID losses in there. They beat Carnes, Clinton. They did lose to South Doyle, in addition to the COVID losses,
Right.
but they're better than that 4-3 record
Yeah.
indicates.
This is a huge region matchup. Huge. I like Knox Central at home, Mike. I just like them defensively. I think they're pretty stout on the defensive side of the ball, and then on the defensive side of the ball, man, they got Jaden Horton, who's an All-State DB over there, and also Jared Swislowski, excuse me, good kicker up there that's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
state, and that's
yeah.
a difference maker in these type of
Oh
games.
yeah, absolutely.
You know, big region matchups may come down to the kicking game, and I like Knox Central on that side of it.
I do too. I like Central as well. They're playing good football.
Yes.
Again, 6-1. That only loss was the Powell, really good Powell team. So Central's going to be. I think they're going to be around. Late in the postseason as they are every
Yeah,
year.
I think so.
I expect them to be there. Another big game tonight. Lee, White County, Sparta. Playing really good. They're at 4-3 now. They did beat Livingston Academy 34-28. Playing Clay County, a really good 1A squad there in Region 4. Jake Johnson, 11-10 in 2 years. His team currently sits at 5-2, 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
They were off last week. I don't think they played since September 25th. So,
Yeah, it's
is
pretty
there
tough.
any rust on them tonight?
Quite possibly, Mike, because I'm gonna tell you something. I thought I saw last week, that Megs and South Pittsburgh game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that 3 or 4 week layoff for South Pittsburgh
Affected.
affected the first half. I know
Yeah.
they were just a little bit. I don't want to say discombobulated, but they wasn't in sync.
Right.
It took them about a half to get back in sync, and I think maybe this could play out the same way for Clay County. So I'm gonna go White County on the road.
Clay County does have a lot of kids back.
Yes, absolutely.
White County did win this game last year, 21-18. Uh, hmm. I'm tempted to go with the smaller squad here, Lee.
That win over Livingston kind of. Livingston not playing
Yeah,
up to,
that's
up to
that's a good
snuff,
point. That's
but
a good point.
I do like that win over Livingston.
Clay County's beating Columbia Academy, Joe Burns, Cumberland County, Westmoreland. They did lose to Gordonsville, and So you're going Sparta, huh?
I am. I'm gonna go Sparta. They've won 3 in a row.
Well, that's something. I tell you what, I'm gonna go Clay County just to be on the flip side of it, but I don't really have a good feel either way on
Yeah.
this one, Lee. I think Clay County's got a good squad, but they
do.
are playing up in size. So who knows? I didn't even let's look. I didn't even check that out, Lee. As far as other games, I didn't have Lincoln County plays BGA. We'll just kind of pick these games real quick. I'm going to go BGA in that one.
Yes, sir.
BGA has had a couple of pretty quality wins. Centennial Innsworth. I thought Innsworth had already played.
Yeah.
Did they? Have I got that wrong? It's on the Coach T scoreboard. I'm sorry, folks. We're looking at the Coach T scoreboard for these. We didn't have them planned to talk about. Catholic plays Baylor. I'd probably go Baylor in that one. And Franklin County plays Lipscomb Academy. I'd probably go Lipscomb Academy in
Yes,
there. You in agreement on that?
Oh, yeah.
That's the other game. We didn't have those games planned to talk about. I just happened to look at the scoreboard and see what games were left. Let's move on to tomorrow night's games, Lee. Let's start over in Region 1, Class 3A. Maybe a region title on the line is
Yep.
Claiborne County.
Playing good.
Yeah, playing very good. Take on Chucky Doak tonight. I think Chucky Doak won this game huge last year, 62-16. But Claiborne is playing really well. Beat Cosby 48-0 last week. Chucky Doak fell to South Green 41-14 last week. What's your thoughts on this one? It's a dead even. This was one of the very few.
Yep.
We put the Twitter poll out every week.
Yep.
And this one was dead even. Dead 50% for each team. Thoughts?
Man, 62-16 last year.
That's a big difference.
Is there a 40-point turnaround?
I don't know. Both teams got a lot of starters back, so
it's at Chucky Doak. But I like Live Say too, man. 6'3", 185 pounds, 700 and something yards rushing. I'm gonna go Claiborne County, man. I think they're hot. They're 6-1. They got 8 returning starters on each side. I know it's on the road.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Claiborne County, man.
Well, I'm going to go the other side. Damn, we're splitting a lot tonight, Lee. That's kind of surprising a little bit. I'm going to go Chucky Doak just because what you just mentioned, man.
Are they 40 points?
Yeah, I mean, you got a team. One team's got 8 starters back on both sides of the ball. You got one team's got 7 and 6 back.
That's right.
On both sides of the ball. I just got to believe that they ain't going to make up that much ground in 1 year. I don't know. I may be wrong. Ravenwood and Smyrna, Lee Teat. Ravenwood, in my opinion, the best 4-4 team in the state. Would you agree with that?
The most talented, for sure.
Yeah.
Most talented. They played a brutal schedule, man.
They have
played a brutal schedule. I like Ravenwood on the road at Smyrna. I think it's going to be a pretty decent ball game, though.
What we got on our feed there, man? What's our boys saying?
Most of them are going Chucky Doak.
Chucky Doak?
Yep. White County. And Ravenwood.
Ravenwood. Everybody likes Ravenwood. Coleman, Jacket Lover, Peabody Pride, they all like in Ravenwood.
Yep.
I wonder why. Matt Williams' team, Lee, is playing pretty good. They got sophomore Landon Miller starting at quarterback. He's got 747 yards, 6 TDs to 1 interception. So he's playing smart for a sophomore especially. And then they got another sophomore leading their rushing attack, Aaron Carter.
Right.
He's got 420 rushing yards.
They got Zion Rucker, big defensive tackle. I actually worked with his mother. He's playing very well this year. I tell you what, man, Smyrna's tough to play at home.
Well, look at what they did to Cane Ridge,
Right.
Lee. They were off last week, so they've had 2 weeks to prepare for this game.
Yep.
They beat Cane Ridge 27-24. And if you'll remember, we thought Eddie Wood's team was going to be a contender for the West Side at Cookville.
I still think they may be. I think that was our, second game of the season for them?
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, they haven't got – Metro teams haven't got to play a lot.
Yeah. So I'm going to go Ravenwood, Mike, but I think this game will be a good game.
I do too. Matt Daniels, like you said, they lost to CPA 31-23. Look at their losses, Lee. I mean, they've of course they beat Centennial, Blackman, Franklin, Dixie County, but their losses were to Pulaski Academy.
It's in Arkansas, powerhouse.
One of the best offensive teams in the country. Brentwood in overtime. IMG out of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they got, 20 D1 kids playing on that team.
Every kid on the team.
And CPA, who we think will probably repeat another state title.
Right.
So
brutal schedule.
Ravenwood is legit. I got to go Ravenwood just from a pure, talent standpoint.
Yeah.
With Brickenstool leading the way there at tight end, number one recruit, according to 247 in this class.
Mm-hmm. Going to Clemson.
Going to Clemson. I got to go with Ravenwood, but Matt Williams, I think his team will keep the game close.
It's tough to play at Smyrna too.
It is. Yeah. It is. Lake County at West Carroll, Lee Teat. Lake County trying to repeat. 4-2 overall, 4-0 in region play. Beat South Fulton 18-12 last week. Of course, West Carroll was a team we thought had a real good shot at getting to Cookeville this year on that west side of the bracket. They're at 4-2, 2-1. And honestly, Lee, they haven't really done anything to say that they won't make it. They beat Humboldt, Gleason, Gibson County, Houston County. They lost to Fayette Academy, and they lost to Dresden.
That loss to Dresden concerns me.
Yeah.
Dresden not as typically.
They've been down the last
down
2 or 3 years.
So I don't know if there was some players out of that game. I don't know the whole details.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. You don't know with this COVID stuff.
But I know Lake County did beat Dresden.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go 15-0 the year before, you kids are returners. They're no stranger to winning.
Got a lot of snaps, didn't they?
That's right. I'm gonna go Lake County on the road.
Well, preseason I would have went West Carroll hands down with 8 starters back on both sides of the ball, but I'm with you, Lee. I'm a little concerned, quite frankly. I don't know, man. I struggled over this one. I know what's our guys saying?
They calling it a pick 'em. Some of them is going West Carroll, some Lake County.
Who are the guys in the West picking? That's what I want.
Pride says it's a pick 'em.
Well, Tolly says Lake County,
yep.
and he's probably the
that
closest to the jacket lover.
Greenfield right now, I think, is in the driver's seat in that region.
Yeah, they haven't lost a game yet. They hadn't played these 2 teams though.
That's right.
I'm gonna go Lake County. I'm gonna go with our YouTube experts in the chat session. I'm gonna go with Lee Teat and his expert picking here.
I don't know about all that, buddy.
Well, I didn't really know who to pick that one, Lee. Ottawa at Maryville, I've got a pretty good idea who to pick in this one. Ottawa, senior quarterback Fisher Perry, Lee, he's having a really good season so far. He's got 833 passing yards.
Dual threat, buddy.
Yep, 351 rushing yards, 6 rushing TDs. So he's the real deal. But Maryville is Maryville, playing really good this year.
Parker
McGill's having a big year. The transfer from, was it William Blunt, wasn't it? Transferred over his freshman year.
Yeah.
And he's had a big 2-year span. It's kind of funny. His dad got on Coach Steve posting. Did you see that?
Nuh-uh.
His dad, apparently there was a thread back in 2017 about Parker McGill transferring out of William Blunt and blah, blah, blah. He'll never make it at Maryville and everything. Well, guess what week Dad decided to pull that thread back? I mean, seriously, that thread was 3 years old. He pulled it up. Kind of like an I told you so, we made a good decision.
Yeah.
And, I understand. I get it.
When's the last time Maryville lost a region game?
I think it was like 2001. It's way
20
back.
years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So you got to go Maryville here.
Yeah, I'm going Maryville. But I just threw that one in there because I didn't have another game to put in there. I put that one in. Figure what the heck. We'll talk about Maryville a little bit. We are a high school football show, and you really need to talk about Maryville every now and then. Covington at South Gibson, Lee. This has got potential to be a really good game. This is a Region 7 matchup. Them along with Milan, really, really tough teams, a really tough region. What's your thoughts on this one?
Man, Mike, Coach Stidham's team's playing good.
They're playing really good. They beat Westview last week, 26-19.
They've lost to Lexington, which is a lot larger squad, and then a Milan squad who just,
both of these teams lost to Milan.
Just beat Covington. I don't know, man. I say whoever rushes the ball for the most yards wins this game because they don't throw the ball much, either one of them.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I'm gonna say the difference maker in this game, Mike, might be Hayes.
Hayes.
Yep.
Marcus Hayes.
Yep, I do. I think he might be the difference in this game. I'm gonna go Covington on the road, but this is gonna be a good game.
Well, if you can compare the common opponent, Westview, I don't remember what the score was in Covington game. I know Covington smoked them.
Yeah.
It was like 48-0 or something in that, but they didn't give up like 60 yards of offense. So, based on that alone, I think you'd have to go Covington. Plus, there's a revenge factor here. South Gibson won this game in season last year, 20-13. Of course, Covington did get a little revenge, 14-10, when they met again in the postseason. But I think this was one that Coach Kirby and his staffs had circled for a while.
Ooh, Tolly's got South Gibson.
Well, I mean,
and
I can't argue that.
And Peabody Pride.
I can't argue that. I mean, they got Coach Stidham's got a heck of a ball team.
Yes, he does.
And he's one of those coaches, man, that wins the close games. If you look back last year,
2 or 3 years ago, he tore me up all through the playoffs.
I thought it was last year.
Was it last year?
Well, yeah. Well, maybe not last year. I know that in their region play, I think 3 of their region plays they won by a score or less, 1 score or less. So he wins the close games is where I'm going with that, and that's a good quality in a coach.
Yep.
But I'm with you, Lee. I'm gonna go Covington, but I think it's gonna be probably the best game over in West Tennessee this week.
It'll be a good one. It'll be a real good one.
Moore County and Huntland, Lee Teat. 76% of our Twitter followers like the Raiders to win this game. Chris White doing a phenomenal job there in his first year at Moore County. We thought that was a great pick. Bob Robertson's squad back at full force. Kobe Stewart's back now. They're tough. They are very tough. Peyton Reed's doing a really good job of getting the ball in the playmakers' hands. Of course, we're talking about Kobe Stewart and sophomore Bryson Johnson. Those kids look very familiar. I saw Huntland play, I think it was Eagleville earlier this year, and those kids are very similar builds. They're big, bulky kids. They're going to run over you. They're going to run around you. They're going to run over you. Very similar running styles, and they got that 1-2 punch with them.
Question.
The obvious pick here is Moore County, but what do you think?
Well, I think the issue for Coach Robertson is can he keep if he keeps this game tight, he's got a good shot at this. But can he score with Moore County?
That's the question.
He's going to have to grind it out, keep the ball out of their hands because Moore County can put up points in bunches quick. Kyle Parker's playing lights out right now. He's 1,600 yards total, 18 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Buddy, I like Moore County.
He's got Tyler Smith to hand the ball off. He had a big game last week, Lee, 205 rushing yards.
Huntland's schedule's been pretty tough. Their losses are to Fayetteville and South Pittsburgh, but one thing that concerns me is Cascade loss, which Cascade's playing better,
I think Kobe Stewart was out that game.
That's
right. So I'm sure that had an effect on the game.
I'm going to go Moore County.
Huntland's line really impressed me at Eagleville, man. They're beefy. They're solid. But I agree with you. I think, having the pass run threat at Moore County, more so advantage Raiders.
Yeah, just like I said, I think if Coach Robertson can keep the ball out of Moore County's hands and keep it tight going in late, he's got a shot, but I just don't know if he can score with them.
It's always a battle, man. These teams, and there's no love lost between these two squads. There's a lot of respect between the two teams.
Right.
But I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go Moore County. This game may be closer than what, the average fan would think it's going to be. Huntley should potentially be in this game.
Now, this game right here is going to be a good one.
Hardin County at Lexington. Matthew Smith, we had him on the show, Lee. He's got probably one of the best offenses in the state. You got Rivers Hunt, who I think is putting up Mr. Football type numbers, 1,637 yards passing, 21 TDs, only 1 interception against 20. That's amazing right there.
Yes, it is.
John Whiteley is also having a big year, 1,183 yards, 16 rushing TDs. I think Hunt's favorite target, Caden Pope. 943 receiving yards, 11 TDs, Lee, and we're talking about 7 games.
Yeah.
That's crazy numbers.
Lexington's, what, 6-1?
Yeah.
But they did lose to Milan, which that's no sloppy team they're playing right there. Milan's good.
Right.
Oh, man, Mike, I'm going to go Hardin County, the same thing. Like I said, I don't know that Lexington can match them point for point. I just don't see it.
What's our guys say over here? Jacket Lover?
They're going Hardin County.
Jacket Lover wants them in third round.
Mm-hmm.
Springfield, Hardin County, third round. I can see it. I think I will see it,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact.
Rivers Hunt's a real deal. Yeah, I'm going Hardin County. I just don't think that
Yeah, I like that
Lexington can
senior.
match 'em.
I think that senior leadership. He had 2,500 yards passing last year, Lee, 26 TDs. So, heck, he may leave that program as an all-time leading passer with those kind of numbers. I'm going to go with Hardin County. Columbia at Page, Lee. This is an intriguing game because we had Columbia as a sleeper. We thought Page would struggle, and they have, because they graduated practically everybody. They've only got 2 starters back on both sides of the ball. I saw them against Shelbyville earlier this year. Impressed with Jake McNamara, the junior quarterback. He looks good throwing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He's a headsy guy. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Columbia, a little disappointing. I don't think. I got some guys at work. Huge, long-time Columbia followers are not real happy with and I'm just saying it. I'm quoting what he said. They're not real happy with the play calling. I don't think, Columbia's put their kids in the best position to win games. I mean that's from a Columbia fan. That's not from me. I hadn't seen them. I think Jason Holt does real good, but he is a defensive-oriented coach. He was under Howard Stone, defensive coordinator. So I can't necessarily blame the offensive woes on him. But I mean, they got beat by Franklin County 15-11. They were off last week. Tough game to pick right here.
Columbia.
Ain't tough for you, is it? Everybody likes Columbia.
I like that win over Nolensville.
Yeah, I mean that was huge.
They
that
lost
was huge.
to Summit, great squad. Giles County, tough. Franklin County, that was a little bit of a letdown for me. I had Columbia in that ball game.
Yeah.
But I think Columbia goes on the road because I think Page has beat Siegel in Giles County, which is a common opponent right there, Giles County.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, I'm going to stay with Columbia.
So Columbia lost to Giles County and Page beat Giles County, but you're going with Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to get into your logic here.
I'm going to Columbia.
Oh, Mealy.
They ain't played since
I love
the
you,
25th.
buddy. I love you, buddy.
It's been 2 weeks since they played.
Well, that might be a good thing if you ain't playing too good.
I don't know. I don't like missing weeks.
Yeah. I'm gonna go the flip side, Lee. I'm gonna go
Page.
Page. I don't really have a good feel either way. I don't have a warm fuzzy about either one of these.
So 75% of the
all of our guys like Columbia.
But Twitter went the opposite.
But that might have been mostly Page folks. You can't really judge a whole lot by the Twitter. Because if you would notice, when I put those polls up, I tagged the teams. So if a team has more Twitter followers, they're probably gonna win the vote. So you can't read a whole lot into those numbers on Twitter a lot of times. By the way, Twitter's down, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. I had tweets scheduled to go out, and they wouldn't go out, and I tried to tweet, and I couldn't even pull anything up for the last hour. You couldn't either, right? So I don't know what the heck's going on with Twitter. Maybe Donald Trump has done crashed Twitter.
Oh, Lord. Probably.
I don't know what's going on with it. My Twitter wasn't working, so hopefully it'll be up soon. So you're going Columbia, I'm going Page.
Yep.
And all of our guys are going Columbia except for, I'm in good company. I'm in with Holman. Oh, yep. Lord, I'm screwed. That might have been a bad pick. Cane Ridge, this is the last one we'll talk about, Lee, before we get the goat on. We got Gary Rankin coming on at 6:30.
Right.
Cane Ridge at Hillsboro. The loss to Smyrna was a little shocking, Lee. I didn't see that, but like you said, they hadn't played a lot. They beat Overton, they beat McGavick, and, of course, they lost to Smyrna 27-24. Also had a COVID loss to your guy, Stewart's Creek, due to Metro Mayor Cooper not letting them play ball, unfortunately. 62% of our fan base like Cane Ridge. What I like about Cane Ridge, Lee, is Xavier Clemens. He's doing a really good job. 617 passing yards, 7 TDs. Got one, probably 3 of the best receivers in the state to throw to.
Yeah.
Who do you think wins this game?
I like Cane Ridge. I think it's close, though.
You think it's close? Well,
Yeah.
Hillsboro played Pearl Cone real close. If you remember that first game, I think it went in double overtime.
Yeah. I like Cane Ridge, but I think Coach Fitzgerald will keep it close.
Jalen Macon, the quarterback at Hillsboro, had there was 6 of 7 passing. 4 of them were TDs last week,
Yep.
Lee. And, of course, they were playing Glencliff, so can't read a whole lot into that.
No.
But I agree with you. We like Cane Ridge. We liked them all year. The loss to Smyrna was a bit of a shocker to us, and no knock on Smyrna. We just thought, from an athlete standpoint, with Quentin Barnes and, of course, Adonai Mitchell and Lusk, and Good's having a big year for him. I think I think him and who was it? Barnes, they got almost identical numbers so far. So from an athlete standpoint, the obvious pick here is Cane Ridge. Anybody going
Tolly's
astray?
going Hillsboro.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on there, Tolly. I knew there was a reason why I like you. You a dummy. I'm kidding, man. I'm just messing with you. He's a good dude. He's good. He takes it well. All right, Lee. 6:27, man. Let's go ahead and get. Let's play a commercial here, and let's get the goat on Gary Rankin. I might just talk to him.
Yes, sir.
All right. This is the Friday main event, and we'll be back after this. Hey, folks. I wanted to mention another one of our sponsors. That's Elaborate Images. Owner is Marcia Howard. They do a great job for us. They're responsible for our banners, our T-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, all kinds of apparel. In addition, they do bags, they do drinkware, they do office supplies, trophies. It's laser cutting and etching. They do, all kinds of services, and they do an excellent job. We're very happy with it. I haven't had a single one of these hats that somebody didn't want whenever we visited different teams and different facilities throughout the season. So everybody's really, amazed at the quality of their merchandise. We appreciate Marcia Howard and all those guys do at Elaborate Images for us here at the Friday Main Event. Wanted to give you a little information on them. Again, they are located in Unionville. I do have a link posted on the FridayMainEvent.com directly to the ElaborateImages.com website. So check them out, man. They've got some great merchandise. They do quality work at good, reasonable prices. So appreciate everything Elaborate Images has done for us here on the Friday Main Event. All right, we are back, Lee. Friday Main Event here. We've ran through, about 10 games, Lee? Big games for this week. We're going to start the coaches interview portion of the show, and what better way to start than the GOAT, Gary Rankin, head coach of Alcoa. Coach, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Coach, we talk to a lot of coaches every week, and a lot of coaches that have coached under you. We actually had head coach Chris White on with us. He's the new head coach over at Moore County. I think he coached under you there at Riverdale 2004. He told me, and he's coached under some great coaches. He's coached under Coach Thomas McDaniel. He's coached under, Steve Matthews. But he told us he tried to pattern his coaching style more after you than anybody. How many coaches have you got statewide that have been on your staff at some point?
A bunch. I don't know exactly. I know at one time there was 8 or 9 that was head coaches.
Yeah.
When I came through Riverdale and we had that good run, all those guys were working there, and they just got that successful taste in their mouth, and they had fun, and we had a great run, and everything went good, and it was gratifying to see them stay in coaching
Mm-hmm.
and move on, and a lot of them become head coaches, assistant coaches. So I got a lot of guys out there that I'm really, really proud of, and I mean some of the best coaches in the state of Tennessee.
Do you remember Coach White? I know it's been several years ago.
Coach White, I just got off the phone with him yesterday.
Oh, okay.
We communicate once a week, and Chris played for us when I first got there. Chris was one of the toughest football players we've ever had at Riverdale.
Wow.
And just a great. I knew his whole family, and just a great kid, a great player. And, Chris and I are close, and we talk probably at least once a week.
Okay.
Well, Coach Rankin, man, you're sitting here now with 445 career victories, and you give a whole lot of other coaches a lot of heartache and a lot of headaches, when you try to go up against Coach Rankin's teams. But on the flip side of that, Coach, is there any coach that, since you've been coaching, that you would consider the toughest guy to scheme against?
Well, I don't know. Some of the toughest guys. Louis Thompson in Lincoln County was always that was a hard out.
Right.
So physical, and he had some of that Barry Bryant in him because he played for him. So anytime we had to deal with Lincoln County, it was a physical handful for sure.
Right.
But there's so many great coaches. One thing I don't like is playing one of my guys that worked with me or I coached him, and I've had to do that a few times, and I really didn't enjoy that, to tell you the truth, because I'm still really, really close to a lot of coaches that I've worked with, and some of the guys that play for us that are coaching. So, but I've been very fortunate. I'm so proud of all those guys that are out there. And like I say, at one time, I think there was 8 or 9 of them that were head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty good tree that's out there, and something that I'm happy for. And everybody thinks they learned a lot from me, but I learned a lot from those guys too.
Well, Coach, I remember one of those games where you had to go up against one of your coaching buddies when you brought Alcoa down there to Smith County one year in the semifinals and put a whooping on us.
It was.
I remember that game.
That was so unusual. I had just taken the job at Alcoa that first year.
Mm-hmm.
For us to turn around and look up and play in Smith County, I guess it was a semifinals.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
It was just a surreal moment, and how that ever happened like that, I'll never know. But it was a fun trip for us.
I think Jimmy Maynard's one of those that's been under you that's destined for the Hall of Fame. Don't you agree?
There's no doubt. Jimmy's one of the best coaches in the state of Tennessee, and people just don't realize how much he's done for the schools that when he was at Smith County, not only for football, but he was the principal there for a while, and he turned that place around. He kept that school. He did so much with the facilities, the stadium, the indoor. He really, really did a lot of great things when he was at Smith County, and when he was with us at Riverdale and Baxter and Cookville.
Yes, sir. Well, Coach, I think your son Zeke, I believe he's playing over here at Middle Tennessee for the Raiders now. I think they picked up their first win over Florida International. Have you and your wife made your way over here to see any of those games?
Making our way there Saturday morning early would be the first one that we've been to, and it's sort of hard sometime, and when you're playing and stuff, and they've not had many home games, but we're heading that way Saturday, and we're looking forward to that trip.
Good deal.
Well, Coach, let's talk a little tornado football.
Okay.
We know Sam Bolton transferred out over the spring, and then Zach Lunford and Cam Burden, taking snaps this year. Is Zach taking the first team snaps now?
No, he's not. He's actually got COVID right now.
Oh, really?
Okay.
He's not been around us for about 7 or 8 days.
Okay.
Won't be around till sometime next week.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Burden, who really was way down the list on our quarterbacks, because he didn't want to be. We had one that moved in from California and didn't stay long. We had to really part ways with him, I guess you could say. And so the quarterback situation has been up and down all season a little bit. We've got a kid that's not eligible right now that came into our school. He'll be eligible in the second round of playoffs, and he's a really good player. So
Right.
Cam's really our starter right now. Lunsford's playing some when he gets healthy, and it's been a juggle there a little bit that we've had to deal with.
Yes, sir. That's kind of the way this 2020 season's went, man. You don't really know week to week not only what you're going to be playing against, but you don't know what you're going to have available on your side, do you, Coach?
We've been lucky, but it's been the oddest, most unusual year of football I guess I've had in a long, long time. It's been a lot of things. We've been pretty fortunate as far as the COVID. We've had a couple of kids, but when you only got two quarterbacks and one of them is out with COVID, it puts you on thin ice a little bit.
Right.
Anything were to happen tomorrow night with Cam and our quarterback situation, we've got an emergency plan, but I don't know if it's a good plan.
Well, Coach, the good thing about it is, this squad, the defense, as they were, and you got a lot of the same kids back last year: Gray Carroll, J.R. Jones, Luke Summerall, Cam Bird. You got a lot of those kids that led the way for that. Really, one of the best defenses I've ever seen last year. This 2020 team, in my opinion, on the defense side of the ball, really resembles that team. Who do you consider the leaders on this defense?
Well, we're close. I mean, Gray Carroll's back, and he's I don't think there's any doubt if he's not the best defensive lineman in the state, he's got to be in the top three.
Yes, sir.
He's just a tremendous, tremendous defensive football player. Got one of the best motors that I've ever been around. Cam Burton plays defense and does a great job for us. Solomon Tyson, our nose guard. Bauman, and one of our defensive ends. And we got about 7 kids back. We had 9 at one time on defense, and some of them didn't pan out this year. But that's where most of our starters are from last year, and we've played pretty good defense up to this point.
Mike Molder and Lee Teat speaking with Alcoa head coach Gary Rankin here on the Friday main event.
Well, Coach Rankin, man, you got so many kids on this squad that are probably going to be playing at the next level, and we've already mentioned a few of them. But 2 kids we hadn't mentioned, man, is Ahmad Sankey and Isaiah Cox.
Well, both those guys are having great years. Cox has really put himself out there. One of the most highly recruited guys, I guess, in East Tennessee. One of the hardest workers we've ever had. One of the most humble kids we've ever had. Loves our school, loves the community, loves Alcoa, plays hard every single practice and game. And I don't know where he's going to end up. But he's got a lot of offers right now. And
right.
I'm really excited for him. And Sankey's been a good football player from the time he walked on our campus. He's got some offers, and he's had a good year for us.
Right. Well, Coach, we mentioned earlier Zeke's now down here at MTSU. And, he was your kicker for the Tornadoes the last 3 years. Who's took his spot on special teams?
Well, I didn't know how good he was until we started this year. Our coaches said it. His mama kept telling me how good he was. I didn't realize that, but we've struggled a little bit actually on our kick team. Our punting's been a little bit erratic, even though we haven't punted a whole lot. And we've changed punters a couple times, and we've changed our kickoff and field goal guy a couple times. So it's not been solid like we thought it would be. One of them's a young kid, so I really didn't realize. I knew the kicking game was important, but last year Zeke was so dependable, and he was solid every game in and game out. And that's an area that we're certainly not as good as we were in the past, but I think we're making strides every week.
Well, Coach, Lee and I talked to you back in the spring, and we were kind of talking about your region in general, and you told us, this Kingston team is one that you better watch out for. They're sitting here at 6-1, unbeaten in region play. How did the Yellow Jackets look in the film study this week?
Well, they look good. I mean, they're well coached. Coach Pankey does a great job with them. Those kids, there's a lot of pride down there in that Kingston community, a lot of pride in that football program. Coach has done a great job with them. They're scoring a lot of points, averaging about 35 points a game, and they've got some speed, a little bit more speed than they've had in the past. So anytime we go down there, it's a pretty good battle, and we're looking forward to it. And I'm sure it'll be a tough game tomorrow night.
Well, Coach, another team, you've been battling for years now up there is Austin East. But, man, since Coach Phillips left, did you expect him to drop off that much?
Coach Phillips did a great job when he was there. I mean, a great job. Not only just coaching on the field, but handling those kids and making sure they're doing the right things and holding them accountable as far as being at practice and doing all those things. And they've struggled. They've really struggled. And, they lost some good football players last year, but they always have athletes. Always.
Yeah.
And, they hired a new coach, and it's been a little bit of a struggle for them, but I figure they'll bounce back in a year or two.
Well, we had GP head coach Derek Rankin on with us a couple of weeks ago, and, we've always felt he was really one of the better young coaches in the game now. Have you had a chance to see any film on those guys yet this season?
We know a little bit about them. We've got them next week, and I think they're saying it's the best team maybe they've ever had at GP. We've got to go up there. So
Hmm.
we've got two really, really tough region games these next 2 weeks. That's
Yes, sir.
actually going to decide the region championship. So we got to go on the road for both of them. So it should be fun.
Yes, sir.
Well, Coach, I know I've asked you this before, man, but I can't help it. I'm selfish. Fellow Smith Countyan. Any chance, man, you're ever going to get back over here to Middle Tennessee?
And Zeke's over here now, so.
Oh, yeah, his mama would probably go. Then I'd have to make a decision, I guess, how bad I want to go, I guess. It's possible. I never say no because I don't know. You know, my family's still there, and
Right.
we're going to try to end up where our kids are. And one of them's there right now, and actually 2 of them's there. My older son is a strength coach at Goodpasture High
That's
School.
right. That's right.
Two of my guys are in Middle Tennessee right now. My daughter's up here in school, so I'll never say no to it. Who knows?
Well, hey, listen, Coach, I think I've probably asked you this before, but heck, I can't remember what you said. I guess I'm getting old, but this is a question I like to ask you guys. If there was, you've got a long, really great career there at high school coaching, but if there was one game in your career that you had an opportunity to go back and replay, didn't exactly go the way you wanted to go, what game would you go back and get a do-over on?
Any one of those 75 losses.
That's what I thought he was going to say.
any one of them. But, there's been some games. But I will say this. I don't think and especially since I've been here at Alcoa and at Riverdale also, I never thought that we lost a game.
Uh-huh.
Teams usually beat us.
Right.
That's one thing we've sort of prided ourselves in and not beating ourselves.
Right.
And we haven't done that in high school. If you look around and study it closely and watch teams and different things, a lot of times, teams are beating themselves before the opponent beats them. So that's one thing I'm proud of. Of course, there's some games I'd like to do over for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's just
no regrets, right?
Not really. I've been so fortunate, so lucky. It would be selfish and just stupid of me to have some kind of regrets about something. Sometimes I regret I didn't enjoy it more during the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's play tomorrow night. Get on the bus and start thinking about next week.
That's right.
So I don't know. I think, and I'd give some advice to coaches: just try to enjoy it a little bit more during the season. But I tell you, it's week after week, and we've been fortunate, and lucky here to play 14, 15 games a year. So it's a grind, and I enjoy it when it's over.
Well, Coach, hey, man, Lee and I love talking to you, brother. You are, when I say you're the GOAT, dude, you are the GOAT. You've done it for years and years, and we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us about it.
Hey, anytime, guys. I appreciate what y'all do. Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Yes,
Coach.
sir.
We'll
Thanks,
see you,
Coach.
buddy.
All right, see you.
Lee, when you shoot a text out to a guy that's won 445 games, and within 30 seconds he's like, thumbs up, yeah, let's do it. It means a lot to me. That he values us to the point that he will give us his time.
Man, 445 to 75.
That's crazy, ain't it? And I agree with his analogy. Yeah, I don't think there was very many of those games he lost. He was beat. He was beat.
Beat him. I agree with that, man.
I agree with that.
That's hard to even fathom.
It's crazy, man.
445 and 75.
It's a number nobody will ever match.
I don't think so, man.
It's not going to happen. I guarantee you.
No.
Pretty amazing run for Gary Rankin. He is truly the GOAT. Lee, let's hit a commercial here right quick. I did put him up. Let's hit a commercial here right quick and
get another good coach on.
Well, got a bunch of good coaches,
Yes, sir,
man. You
buddy.
don't watch a Friday main event if you want bad coaches.
Well, that's right.
That's all we have is good coaches on, and we've got another one coming up here with Brian Coleman at Summit. He's another guy who's in the state title game.
Made a title run
last year, and so we'll get him on and talk about what his team looks like this year. Mike Molder and Lee Teat, Friday main event. We'll be back in a minute. Maybe. Hey, folks, I want to talk to you about a new sponsor that's come on board with us this season. That's the Cutting Edge. Joan Molder, my beautiful wife, is the proprietor of this establishment, and she wanted to know why I did not have any advertisements for her on the Friday main event. Well, that's a very good question. I don't really know the answer to that. Probably because I cater mostly to male clientele, and I'm only permitting very average to bad-looking men to enter that establishment. But I'm just kidding. But yeah, she's got her own shop, and she's very proud of the shop. And she does have primarily a female clientele. She does pedicures, manicures, obviously hairstyles, colors, cuts, perms. Anything you would expect with any salon. That she has a tanning bed, so she's got anything you want, and she has the ability to give you exclusive treatment for you women. She's the only hairstylist at the salon, so you get that one-on-one time that you don't see with the big salons. It's a good experience. Again, it's primarily for women. You got that, men? Kidding, kind of. But yeah, she's got a good business out there. 99% of her clientele is repeat customers. She's got. All right, Lee, we are back. Friday Main Event. I am Mike Molder. He is Lee Teat, the best non-for-profit high school football program in the state. What about that, Lee?
I agree, brother.
Absolutely.
We
darn sure ain't making no profit, are we?
It's absolutely not for profit.
Absolutely. Lee, we just had the GOAT on, Gary Rankin, head coach of Alcoa, and what better way to follow him up than the GOAT of the Mid-State? We got Brian Coleman on with us now. Coach, how you doing?
What's up, man? That's a good introduction now. I'll take that.
So you can handle that one. Hey, you was last year anyway. You was the only Mid-State 5A team in the state title, so you can't argue with that.
Yeah. Well, I guess so. It's a new year, though.
Well, Coach, you got great news last week. Quarterback Destin Wade's twin brother Keaton was back. Unfortunately for my buddy Doug Garrett, who happens to be a Franklin County fan, that was one thing he was complaining about. He would come back the week we play them, but he's a big boost for your offense, isn't he, Coach? And your defense.
Yeah, he's a big. We've just played him last week. We just played him on defense predominantly. We only played like 2 plays on offense, a slot receiver, and end up catching a touchdown pass. But he just makes our defense so diverse. But the thing is, we got bad news. He's not going to play this week.
Oh.
So he has some soreness in that foot, and they're just, we don't want to push it.
Right.
I don't know if it's a healing longer process or he went back to the doctor. Doctor said, let's just give him a couple more weeks and get that healing process down a little bit better. Some things an X-ray don't show or stuff like that. But he was a little sore. He played defense. He played about 3 quarters and then started getting a little sore, so we pulled him out.
I got you.
We thought, we had permission. Everything was good to go. The doctor said, yeah, let's go. Our trainer, we kept him under watch. He actually was supposed to come back for the week before at the Page game. He practiced all that week, and of course, we couldn't play Page that week, and
right.
he got all that week of Franklin County preparation. So, we thought we put him through the ringer as far as conditioning goes and stuff like that, but it's better. He's got a bright future ahead of him, and give him a couple more weeks and be ready to go for the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Well, Coach, sometimes, man, those fast twitch guys, man, they're tweaky.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. And
Walker Merrill over at Brentwood, same deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they
were more worried about conditioning and then the hamstrings and the different things that associated not with the foot, but it is what it is. It's the best thing for his future, and it's the best thing for everybody involved.
All right.
Well, Coach, you're sitting at 7-1, and your only loss came to Coach Webb's Franklin Rebels. But other than Keaton, did you have any kids out for that game?
Yes, we've had kids out every week. This probably will be the closest. Of course, without Keaton, this will be the closest to full strength that we've been. Last week it was our center, and our starting defensive lineman. The week before that it's been a corner and a safety. It's always somebody each week. I talked to somebody today, and they're like, "How unique is this year?" And I was like, "Goodness gracious, it's so weird." You go from week to week, you don't really know who's going to play. They might get a daggum email on Wednesday or Thursday, and they'll shoot me a text, "Coach, I'm quarantined. I can't be there. I can't come back to so-and-so date." And you're like, "Oh, okay." Now let's scramble around. You know what I mean? I know we need depth, but that second string person, colleges and NFL also, that second string person just don't get the quality reps that the first string guy does. So we're building some depth, but but we hadn't been. This will be the closest full strength we've been.
Well, I mean, it's been a crazy year, man. But the good thing about it is everybody's going through it. I'm hearing, we talk to coaches every week, so you guys ain't alone. Everybody's suffering through it.
Right.
Well, hey, there's only I think 3 weeks left in the season. You got that big game with Shelbyville tomorrow. This will be for the region title. I mean, both you guys are undefeated in region play. I think you guys only got 2 games remaining. The new coaching staff, Josh Puckett over at Shelbyville, kind of a different look. Not what you saw against Palmer. What was your thoughts on the Golden Eagles watching them in game film this week?
He's bringing a toughness to that group
Yes, sir.
that they hadn't had before. They want to run the football and they want to be a powerful run game, and he's using Cunningham everywhere. He's on everything except kickoff. I mean, he's kickoff return.
He might have him there this week.
He's on everything. So I think they're getting better and better. He's finally putting his mark on that team of what he wants. And I mean, well, if you look early on too, they had an early loss to Tullahoma, and everybody's figuring out how good they are. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and because of the COVID and his restricted summer, I think they were kind of behind, but definitely right now hitting their stride, and he's got them to where he wants them, I think.
Yes, sir.
Well, Coach, Destin's been a huge reason for this team and the start you've gotten off to. He's having a great season. He's thrown and rushed for over 700 yards with 9 rushing and 9 passing TDs. Man, that's pretty amazing. But if there's any phase of his game that you think he needs to improve on, what would it be?
What we thought he needed to improve on this year from sophomore to junior year was going through his progressions as far as being a quarterback, as far as reading coverages. Last year we gave him a read, the flat defender. If he's this, you do this. And this year he's getting more reads. He needs to read the defense. They're going to cover 2, or they're going to cover 3. If they're this, then I throw here, type different things. So we put a whole lot more on his plate this year. And sometimes, man, you can see him back there just scanning the field. He's going through a couple different reads. So he's doing a great job with that. Last year it was, okay, at the flat here, I'm going to take off running. Now, we're not discouraging him to take off running because he's a big, good runner.
Yes, sir.
But first, go through your progressions and do this, do that, because I think he wants to play quarterback in college. So we're trying to give him the tools to do that, and he's getting a whole lot better, I think.
We're talking to Summit head coach Brian Coleman here on the Friday Minute. Coach Junior Brandon King, I think he's second behind Destin in rushing. He's also been effective in your passing game. He really provides kind of a third option behind the 2 Wade twins, doesn't he, Coach?
He's been a huge surprise this year. You really didn't expect this out of him this year coming in, and it's just been a pleasant surprise. Such a great young man. At the beginning, we started as slot receiver and had a couple touchdown catches against Independence, and he's doing great as a receiver. We get into the Columbia Central game, I don't know, week 3 or 4. We're down to our 5th string running back in the first half. Well, they get hurt, so Brandon King played running back last year, hadn't played it or practiced it since last year. So we're at halftime, teaching him this, all right, do you remember you did this play, you step here, blah, blah, blah. And he comes out in the second half, has over 100 yards rushing. So he is a great young man and just so diverse and so eager to learn and coachable. So it's fun to coach kids like that, and he's helped us out tremendously.
Yes, sir.
Well, Coach, we've been talking about the offense, man, but your defense last week against Franklin County, they only got 5 first downs against y'all.
Yeah, I think we held them at 31 yards rushing.
You got to be happy with the improvement you're seeing on the defensive side of the ball.
Yes, I think that the no summer, the no tackling, the no 7-on-7, the no scrimmages, I think that hurt everyone defensively. You really don't know what you have. I know you got this kid, that kid, but you don't know what. We lost a few kids on defense in the year before, so I don't know what this kid's good at. Can he cover the flats? Can he force? Can he do the things we need him to do? And how do we morph our defense into our personnel? We're going to run this kind of front. We're going to run that. So Coach Melton, our defense coordinator, he's done a great job of, getting our defense right. We gave up a few points against Independence that first game, and I think steadily we've gotten better and better each week, and hopefully hitting our stride whenever, towards this region's championship and towards the playoffs when it matters, because what are you going to have to do in playoffs? You're going to have to run the football and play good defense. So I think we're getting there, hopefully.
Well, you just mentioned his name, Coach Melton, back again as your defense coordinator this year. I think you hired a guy in the off season as an offensive coordinator. Of course, you and I know that didn't pan out. Have you gone back to calling the plays on the offensive side of the ball?
Yes, sir, I have. Yes. Yeah, we thought about, to help Destin out and to help our personnel out, but that just didn't quite work out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to take it back over. Maybe I'll do as good a job as somebody else can. Some people don't think so sometimes. But
Well, I mean, you was in Cookville last year, so I'd say you didn't do too bad a job.
yeah, I guess.
Well, Coach, when you left Forest, a couple of your assistants, Matt Kriesky and Brent Johns, eventually took that program over. You stay in touch with those guys much?
I stay in touch with Matt a whole lot, and he's at Centennial right now.
Right.
Yeah, we trade notes a lot, especially this last week that he was going to play Page and we were supposed to play Page also. So we talk probably every other week.
You trying to help him beat your region opponent?
No, we just compare notes.
I wasn't supposed to say that, was
I? But we talk a lot in the off season, man. He's a great coach. His twin brother's a great coach. They're fun to knock around ideas.
We're going to have him on next, matter of fact.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's fun. We got a little group text going on sometimes, just busting each other when the Riverdale Kriesky, he'll do an interview sometimes, and it's pretty funny to watch, and we'll make fun of him a little bit. But he's got Riverdale rolling, man. He does. A good game with him this week.
Well, hey, you guys didn't get a chance to play Page because of that COVID forfeit. I noticed you guys weren't able to replace that game. I think you only got 8 games this year. Did you try to replace that, or
Here's our progression this year. We probably knew that Overton wasn't going to play in Metro. So
right.
And like I said, we had that Columbia game and we were beat up. I mean, we're 5th string running back and we don't know who we have to put in. So we took that as a bias. Okay, let's heal up.
Right.
So then we get to Page. I mean, we're pumped up because they've been the region championship they've won the region the last 2 years. So we're pumped up. We're ready to play. Well, Coach Rathbone calls me Wednesday night. He's like, Coach, we've been kind of a bunch of kids going to be out. We're going to go ahead and try to play it. He said, I got another group of emails that might come out, so I'll let you know tomorrow. Well, he let me know Thursday afternoon and probably about 11 that they just couldn't field a competitive team. And I was like, okay, so call Tullahoma. Well, Tullahoma had just scheduled Brainerd or something like that.
Yep,
so
Brainerd.
Called. I even called Knoxville Central, but they had just changed their bye week with somebody. They had already done some things. Our only game we could get was MUS, and that in Memphis, and I couldn't get a charter bus, so he couldn't leave school, and so I mean we tried.
It's crazy, ain't it?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And see, here's the thing too, Mike. We've got a bye next week. I like that bye because going into playoffs, I really want to be healthy and want to be hitting our stride. I mean, so then we're torn. Do we need to play? Do we need to get better? Or do you not play and kind of heal up? What if somebody gets hurt this week? You got Lincoln County and then playoffs. So right now we're going to keep it a bye. And, that might not be the right decision. I don't know, but who the heck knows?
I don't disagree with that. I mean, you know what you got. I mean, you guys are solid, and getting the other way kid healthy, I think is your top priority right now, in my opinion. So I don't have a problem with that issue. I think it's probably a smart move.
Yeah, I don't know. And you know how hard it is to get a schedule going when you have months and months to do it, much less a week or so.
Exactly.
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I think you're doing a pretty good job over there, brother.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, listen, man, we won't hold you up anymore. We get on here and talk to Chad Watson in a minute. You may wind up seeing that rascal in the postseason if everything works out.
No kidding. Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. They probably want some revenge from last year, so that ain't gonna be very fun at all.
I'm sure you'll be all right, brother. You're doing a good job over there, my friend.
Thank you, boys. I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate everything y'all do, man. It's been fun to listen to you. I appreciate you.
All right, thanks,
man.
Coach.
Thanks,
We'll be hollering at you soon, man.
All right, boys.
See you, buddy. I like Coach Coleman. Could you tell that?
Good dude, man.
He is a good dude, man. Even when even when we were, in the infant stages of starting this up, man, he always took time to talk to us, and we appreciate Coach
Man,
Coleman.
you know that guy takes so much pride in his program, and we always commend him every time we go over there. His field, when we the first, like you said, early stages of us getting to do this, getting together, we went over there for a game, and I thought that was turf.
Thought I did too. I did too.
I walked up, and man, I didn't know they had turf.
He's got
over
natural
here.
grass, and it looks like turf if you didn't know
Natural
any
grass.
different. Yeah,
I was like, oh my goodness, but he takes a lot of pride in his
He
program,
does.
and it shows up out there on the field.
he does. Yep, good dude. Well, Lee, let's jump on a commercial right quick, my friend, and we've got Gallatin head coach Chad Watson on the other side of this, so we'll be back Friday main event. Hey, folks, I want to talk to you a minute about our main sponsor, CoachT.com. His friends know him as Jim Thompson, founder of this website. Been around since 1997. That's probably longer than many of you guys watching this show right now have been around, period. I mean, that just tells you any time a business has that kind of longevity, then they know what they're doing and are good at it. And CoachT.com, in my opinion, is the best website you're going to find anywhere for Tennessee high school sports, not just football. That's football, baseball, basketball, soccer, golf. I mean, any high school sport, if you're in it or you're watching it, you'll find some information about it on CoachT.com. Look up the Coach T Plus membership. It is donation-based. A lot of extra stuff you can do with the Plus membership. You've got access to boards, message boards that you don't have as a regular member. Not only that, you can alter your team's schedules. And this time of year, with this year, 2020, as crazy as it's been with cancellations coming and going, having the ability to get onto the website and correct your team's schedule on the fly is a great utility. And again, that's a benefit of being a Coach T Plus member. So I strongly urge you guys to check into that. Again, donation-based. You pay what it's worth to you. If that's $5, fine. If that's $50, that's fine. Whatever you consider the site to be worth to you personally, that's your donation, and that's your charge to become a Plus member. Mike Molder and Lee Teat with the Friday main event. We appreciate Coach T and Jim Thompson and all those guys over at CoachT.com signing on with the Friday main event 3 years in a row. See you guys later. All right, folks, we are back. Friday main event. We just got off the phone with Brian Coleman, a potential opponent of our coach that we got on now. And, of course, we're talking about Chad Watson. Gallatin. Coach, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
Do you think that's a possibility? You see Brian Coleman and Summit eventually down the line?
I think it could. I mean, I know we got to experience them first round of Coach Coleman, and I've gotten to know him a little bit, and they do a heck of a job, and they got a really, really good football team. So I think the way it's lined up right now, if we ended up seeing them, it'd be in the second or third round. So I would take that for sure.
Well, we mentioned that to him right before we got off with him. I don't think he wants to play y'all this year. He's a little intimidated. I think he felt like he might have got by with one last year.
I don't know. Them Wade boys are pretty tough.
Yes, sir, they are. Well, Coach, it's been a crazy season with all these COVID forfeits. A dumb old country boy like me, it's kind of hard to keep up with this stuff. Coach T's got you guys like 5-4, which I know you can't be credited with a 5-4 record. I looked at it. I think your record is 3-4, 3-0 in region play. Does that sound right to you?
That is correct.
Okay.
It's kind of a funny feeling to know we've lost 4 in a row, but we're 3-0 in the region. So it's nothing like anything I've ever experienced before.
Yes, sir.
Well, so given that information, you guys haven't actually played a region game yet, but the game against Beach in Week 10 is going to be your first region game that you're going to play. That's a crazy year for Region 6 with all these metro teams. How are you dealing with that?
Honestly, we're just trying to worry about what we can control. And we told our kids when things happen, I promised them that no matter who we have to line up and play, I'm going to try to make sure you guys get 10 games, and we're not going to shy away from competition. And hopefully this tougher schedule that we've played this year is hopefully going to pay off for us in the long run.
You read my notes, man. I was just telling Lee about that. The result of all this COVID stuff, you were able to replace, for instance, a weaker region opponent in Hunter's Lane with a title contender like Henry County. I agree with you. I think making this schedule more difficult is going to pay off when you guys get to the postseason. You agree with that?
Yeah, I think so too. And our goal coming into this year was to try to get better as the course of the season moved on. And I don't think we had our best performance against Henry County, but obviously they're a title contender and they're a semifinal team every single year. So nothing against them, and hats off to them because Coach Counts does a great job.
Yeah.
But I want to see us to continue to progress in the right direction. I mean, we had 2 kids back offensively that ever started a game, and 3 kids defensively that ever started a game. So losing spring and camp and all that stuff was really, really big for us because we're kind of still trying to figure out the depth chart and who to place where, and we're moving kids around week in and week out, trying to find the right fit still.
Right.
Well, Coach, we mentioned you got 3 region COVID wins, but I was wondering, man, how you guys doing? Are you healthy, or has COVID hit y'all, or are you good?
We've not really we've never I went luckily, and I want to knock on wood, we haven't had an outbreak yet.
Yeah.
We've had a positive test, but we when all this started, I had some good advice from my athletic director. We completely isolated our varsity group, JV group, and freshman group, and we had them all in separate locker rooms. So I guess if anything, we're really proactive in taking all the precautions, and it saved us and allowed us to play. But I guess the most frustrating thing as a coach is how, and it's not our administration, it's like CDC and different guidelines, how it changes so much, and contact tracing is such a big deal. You can do everything right, but if they sit next to the wrong kid in the classroom, it's kind of out of our hands now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy, no doubt. Well, Coach, you guys head over to Hendersonville tomorrow night, face yet another solid football team. Coach Beasley's team is played really well this year. How do you think the Commandos looked in the gameplay this week?
They look good. I mean, they got a lot of guys that can touch the football and be explosive. I mean, Ellis is a dynamic athlete, and you also got number 8 in the backfield who's a horse. And they're a good football team, a quality quarterback, makes good decisions. Defensively, they're sound. They're going to line up right. They're going to give you various looks and play hard-nosed Hendersonville football that's done well over the course of the last 10 years and 20 years, and they're just a tradition-rich program.
Mike Molder and Lee Teat, joined by Gallatin head coach Chad Watson here on the Friday Main Event.
Well, Coach Watson, Mason Stanley transferred in this season, and he's your QB there behind the center. Him getting used to you getting used to him, and the COVID situation, and not getting 7-on-7 and those kind of things, coming in. How would you evaluate where he's at so far this season?
I think he's still learning and growing, and I think he had a really, really good off week last week, and I think he's had a good week of practice. And Mason's such a good, coachable kid, and he's going to make somebody a good quarterback at the next level. I mean, he's one of those kids that you love to coach because he absolutely loves football. He loves being out there every single day, and I'm grateful we got him. And I think the best is yet to come for him, and I think his best performances are coming down the road.
Well, Coach, Trey Gentry, Montez Banks, Stephen Holcomb, and, of course, your quarterback, Mason Stanley, they all have over 200 yards rushing this season. That tells me the guys up front are, doing a great job for you guys run blocking. Who are some of your leaders on that offensive line?
The one starter we got back from last year is Max Wingert. He started for us at guard last year. We moved him in at center. He played last year at about $195, and he's gained weight and his body's changed, and he's 240 pounds now, and great kid. We also got Nick Kemp playing left tackle for us, who started on the defensive line last year, now starting on the O-line, and Tamari Martin is doing a good job for us. Samuel Hallman, another undersized guy playing offensive line, and we got Ashton Wright and Jacob Johnson playing tackle, kind of rotating those 2 guys in. So all 6 of those guys are seniors. I think they're a big part of our offensive group and leadership, and proud of those kids, and they work really, really hard.
Well, Coach, we've talked a little bit about offense, but let's flip over to the defensive side of the ball. You got Coach Broderick and Coach Clemens over there, co-defensive coordinator, talk about the job they're doing this year and some of the key guys on that side of the ball, including your defensive tackle, Zion Robb.
Those 2 guys work. They put in so many hours. It's nice to know as a head coach I got 2 guys on that side of the ball that are investing as much time as I am, and they're doing a great job. We're a little young right now, and we're growing. Zion Robb, he's actually been dinged up a little bit. He didn't play against Senior County.
Right.
We'll have him back Friday night, and he's a leader for us on the defensive line. Inside linebacker, Z.J. Johnson, Bubba Carter. We got a lot of youth as far as like playing a lot of juniors and sophomores, and these guys are growing and getting better. On the back end, our most consistent kid this year would probably have to be Damian Maturo. Didn't start last year as a junior, doing really, really well for us as a senior. So I wouldn't say last year, I felt like on both sides of the ball we had a clear standout. Like we had Spencer Briggs offensively and James Mason defensively. I don't feel like we have that, but we got a group of kids that really get after it.
You know, Coach, you a former head coach you were on staff with there at Clarksville Academy, picked up a huge win a couple of weeks ago as Rossview knocked off unbeaten Mount Juliet. Have you kept up with Coach Hood since you guys left Clarksville Academy?
Oh, yeah, I talked to Coach Hood, I guess, I think I've actually talked to him within the last week on the phone, and really, really grateful for my experience working for Todd Hood. I feel like I've had two guys that I got the really fortunate to work for two good coaches, and one was Coach Hood at Clarksville Academy, and the other one was Mark Pemberton at Macon County, and took a lot of stuff from both of those and the way they organize and do things. So, yeah, I got a good relationship with Todd and thankful for everything I've learned from him.
Well, you know, speaking of former teams, your old Northeast team up there is having a good year. Any guys off your former staff that are still over there?
Yeah, my former defensive coordinator, Brandon Clark, is actually the head coach now.
Okay.
So, yeah, he was the head coach at Houston County for a long time, and Brandon is an awesome guy. He knows how to motivate kids, and they seem like they got things rolling, and I'm excited for those kids. And we thought we were going to play them week 11, and I told them I hope they win every game but one, but looks like that's not going to happen anymore. Since we're back playing. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Coach.
You're good.
Yeah, no, I mentioned it. We talked to Coach Coleman over at Summit in the last segment. I told you guys he's still, I know you guys have still got to play Beach, for potential region title. But I told Coach Coleman I feel that Hillsboro is a team that, unfortunately you guys didn't get a chance to play. They may prove to be, in the playoffs, maybe a sleeper out of this quad. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's very possible. It's looking like they're probably going to be the 3. I mean, much like last year, we did not. I mean, you don't expect to go 9-1 like we did last year and draw Summit in the first round,
right?
As the 3 seed,
right?
And I feel like whoever the 2 from their region may experience kind of a similar thing. And I know they got Summit, and Chevyville's a really, really good football team, and so these 2 regions matched up together, you're going to get some good football round 1 for sure.
Yeah. Well, Coach, we're going to let you go, my friend. We appreciate the time. I think Region 5, like you said, I think Region 5, Region 6 is going to be a good matchup again this year. We look forward to it, but hopefully we can get you on again with us here in the postseason.
Sounds good. Anytime y'all want me to get on here, just give me an invite, and I'll make sure we'll make it happen.
Sounds good, Coach. We appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you, guys.
See you, brother.
Thanks, Coach.
Getting some static. Was you hearing that static?
Yeah, he's had a weird year, man.
I'm not hearing the static now. It must have been his phone.
He's having a weird year, Gallatin.
And because so many Metro teams,
Metro and
yeah.
I mean, I think that's hard to get in sync.
I forgot the art time with Chad Watson, Lee. Dadgummit. I had this all set up and I even told him I was going to do it. I'm on his Facebook, Lee, and I was going to put this up while he was on with us. I forgot about it. That's his 2 little boys. Apparently he was in charge of watching his 2 boys this week. And his wife put that up on Facebook. I loved it. I told him I was going to put it on there, and I absolutely totally forgot about it. That's pretty cute.
That's
right there.
pretty good, buddy.
That's pretty good. I like that. You gotta love them kids that age. They're a lot of fun with that age. But
that's right.
Dadgummit. I meant to put that on I meant to put that up while he was still on with us, and I forgot about it. That's a warning, coaches. Don't put me on your Facebook. You might get some stuff like that on here. All right, Lee. Let's cut to a break, man. We're actually not too far behind. Let's cut a break right quick here and
Coach Kriesky.
Get Coach Kriesky on. Big matchup tomorrow night. Mike Molder and Lee Teat. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, folks. I wanted to mention another one of our sponsors. That's Elaborate Images. Owner is Marcia Howard. They do a great job for us. They're responsible for our banners, our T-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, all kinds of apparel. In addition, they do bags, they do drinkware, they do office supplies, trophies. It's laser cutting and edging. I mean, etching. They do, all kinds of services, and they do an excellent job. We're very happy with it. I haven't had a single one of these hats that somebody didn't want. Whenever we visited different teams and different facilities throughout the season, so everybody's really amazed at the quality of their merchandise. We appreciate Marcia Howard and all those guys do at Elaborate Images for us here at the Friday Main Event. Wanted to give you a little information on them. Again, they are located in Unionville. I do have a link posted on the FridayMainEvent.com directly to the ElaborateImages.com website. So check them out, man. They've got some great merchandise. They do quality work at good, reasonable prices. So appreciate everything Elaborate Images has done for us here on the Friday Main Event. All right, Lee, we are back. Friday Main Event. Mike Molder here, Lee Teat there, and we just got off the phone with Chad Watson, head coach over at Gallatin.
Yep.
Appreciate him joining us. We've had one of our next coach's best buddies on. We had Summit head coach Brian Coleman on. We got his friend for life, Will Kriesky, on with us now. Coach, how you doing, my friend?
Good. I'm just disappointed you made me follow Brian Coleman, man.
I thought you guys was tight, man. What's up with that?
Yeah, we are tight.
Yeah, we love Coach Coleman. He's a good dude. Well, Coach, hey man, you guys have got the Super Bowl tomorrow night. You got your buddy Kevin Kriesky, Oakland, the Oakland Patriots undefeated, heading in over there. I think you guys giving the stadium a new name tomorrow night. Is that right? Phil Watts Tomahawk Stadium. Big night for Riverdale tomorrow night, isn't it?
It is. It's going to be a real big night. It's a big night for our community and the alumni. And, it's a big night for region football. So we got a lot going on, and the kids have been good. The kids have been focused and prepared and ready to go and play some football.
Well, speaking of Coach Kriesky, I know you guys got a great relationship. I think you actually played for him and Donnie Webb over at Henry County. He always speaks real highly of you. I think he actually told Lee and I he tried to get you on his staff at one point. You guys still stay in contact?
Yeah, we talk constantly and stuff, and he gives me a hard time all the time, and always reminds me who got me my first job, and he helped me get over Mount Juliet. He doesn't let me forget that.
I can't believe he'd do that to you.
Yeah, he says I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for him.
Well, hey man, we mentioned Phil Watts Stadium. I was wondering. I know this is kind of out of the topic here, but we had Gary Rankin on tonight earlier. I would have thought that would probably he would have been considered to have his name on that stadium. I don't know who decided that. Was that a consideration?
Yeah, that was a consideration. Well, I mean, Miss Tamara Blair, she's a new principal, and her and Coach Rankin go way back.
Uh-huh.
She talked to Coach Rankin, and this was something put together by some of the former alumni.
I got you.
It's back in the 70s and
Uh-huh.
things like that. So it was presented to her through Miss Barbara Hudson and some other alumni in the 70s. And
Well, you couldn't go wrong with either one of those guys.
No. And that's the first thing I thought of. Coach Rankin. And Coach Rankin, he's the one that put Riverdale on top, put Riverdale where it is, and made Riverdale the job that everybody, that people look up to, and makes it look, made it the special place it is.
Yeah.
Coach Rankin is, he is very well liked in the Riverdale community and very well thought of. And I agree and understand what you're saying about that. And Phil, they just wanted to honor Phil since he was the first one to kind of put this, and Phil and those guys and Hewlett Watson, one of the first principals, and Coach Rankin, they all go way back. They've gotten along for years and things like that. And I don't think from talking to Coach Rankin that there was any disrespect towards him or anybody.
Right.
Coach, man, you're sitting at 6-1, coming off a shutout win over Siegel. Coming out of fall break, man, you got to be pretty happy with how your team's played so far.
Yeah, I mean, we're pleased of how our kids have played and thought they've done a good job. You know, we've had some tough games early on, and
Yeah.
our kids have been battle tested, and we played some good football teams. And you know, I think our kids have handled it well. I think our guys have worked hard and done what they're supposed to. And you know, you start out with CPA, and then you go to Franklin, and then you know, then you got Smyrna, you got Cookville, then Smyrna, and you know, it's all been tough games. I
Yeah.
don't think we've had an easy Friday night yet, and it doesn't get any easier tomorrow night.
It definitely don't get easier tomorrow night. Well,
No.
you know, I try to watch stats, all you guys, every week. It's hard to keep up with everything, but I didn't notice any stats for quarterback Jameson Holcomb last week against Siegel. Is he okay? Is he going to be good to go tomorrow night?
Jameson, you know, broke his finger against Blackman
Didn't
and
know that. Okay, that's why
yeah,
I was asking. Okay,
had surgery on it, and he should be out the next few weeks. I don't
okay.
know, you know, depending on when the doctor will release him. You know, he would suit up and go tomorrow if I'd let him. But the doctor, that's you know, it's above my pay grade. That's the doctor's call, and the doctor has not released him yet.
Who are you guys running behind center?
We got Cade Hewitt. He's a sophomore. He played against Siegel and came in and played the second half against Blackman. And Cade's done a good job for us. You know,
Okay.
Cade's father's coached softball and basketball over here, so he's the coach's son, and he knows how to handle things. And he's been there before, and he does a great job.
Okay.
Well, Coach Kriesky, a couple kids having big seasons for you are juniors Brandon Connor and Marcus Lloyd. You know, I think between the two of them, they got 1,200 yards rushing and about 15 TDs. How big a role have they played?
Oh, they played a huge role for us in our success offensively, and they both played really well for us. And you know, they complement each other really well. And I think you know once they saw each other, you know how they help each other, complement each other. It's not about who's getting the touches. It's you know how we do what we do different to have success on the field, and they both have done a really good job. And they're totally two different styles of running back, and both of them has really helped us with our success.
Mike Molder and Lee Teat talking to Riverdale head coach Will Kriesky here on the Friday Main Event. Coach, defensive end Javon Nelson, I think, I believe he has like 17 offers now. A lot of SEC teams, I think Virginia Tech, Vandy, Arkansas are among his favorites. Any idea which way he's leaning?
No, he really hadn't made up his mind yet. It'll be late more December before he decides what he wants to do. He just wants to enjoy playing high school football, and
That's
what
good. Yeah.
that's what he wants to do, and that's what he's been doing for us. And he's been a tremendous leader for us. He's really helped us this year with the success we've had on the defensive line.
Yes, sir.
Well, Coach, you know, anytime you got an offense that's averaging 6 yards a carry, the guys up front's got a whole lot to do with it. Talk a little bit about that offensive line.
You know, we were kind of putting some different pieces together, and after we played CPA, we were able to fix some of those pieces. And you know, I think Jalen Weiss and Jared Russell, you know, have really helped anchor that line, and Christian Stapleton, another one that's came back, and then we figured out with the center and right guard, Antonio and Jelani Lyles. Those guys have done an excellent job for us and play really hard every week. And they just come in, do their job, and don't say a whole lot. And they work hard and push each other. And we're really pleased with how they play so far.
Well, you know, Coach, besides Oakland tomorrow night, you guys got another undefeated region opponent next week, Warren County. You know, they've had you know, traditionally they're kind of the doormat of the region, but Matt Turner, I think, has done a phenomenal job there in his second year as head coach. What's your thoughts on Warren County so far?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough battle. I ain't spend a whole lot of time be able to watch film on them.
Right.
But I'll get on that soon. And Coach Turner's doing a great job. I know they got an outstanding football player, C.J. Taylor, that's done an unbelievable job. I have got to see them on video against opponents that we've already played. And from what I've seen, I'm highly impressed with what they do offensively and what CJ does and carries and helps his team do. So it's going to be a tough battle. And they're big and physical also.
Yes, sir.
Coach, your defense played well, I think, so far under your defensive coordinator Zach Raw. Second season over there with you. You know, Coach Holcomb has been your OC since you've been the head coach. You know, how many on your staff have been with you the entire time?
I've only lost one coach since I've been here. So I've been fortunate. I've been blessed. We've lost that Coach Chase Brooks, who went back to Sumner County because of family
Former
reasons,
DC.
and but other than that, I've kept the same group of people, and it's been very fortunate, and I've been lucky to do that. And that's what helps with the program when you have continuity. So I've been very, very, very blessed with keeping the staff.
Well, we see that quite often when we're talking to like Coach Rankin and the guys over around Maryville and those really good programs, man. You always see that. They got real good continuity with their staffs and they stick together. Peabody down there, a guy down there at Peabody, his staff sticks together, and I think you're on the right track with that, buddy.
Yep.
Well, I appreciate it. And like I said, I'm blessed to have these guys around me and do that. Like, I don't know if you can hear the music in the background. We got a freshman game, and I've had the same freshman staff since I've been here. So, it's been a blessing.
Well, Coach, I know you were the Matt Centennial squad. You guys didn't schedule that game this period. New scheduling period coming up. Is that a game you guys going to try to pick back up, or is Mom and Dad said no, you ain't going to do that?
I don't know, Lee. Mom and Dad didn't like it because it was
I know
always
they
fall.
did. I remember you telling me that.
It always falls on Matt's kid's birthday, and we'd go to the birthday party. The loser wouldn't speak to the winner. So both our wives pulled us aside and chewed us out and told us we better start getting along, enjoying his birthday. It's not about us. So if we can schedule the game around his kid's birthday, maybe we can. But we'll look into it and see what's out there and what's available and go from there.
Good. Hey, man, I don't know about Lee. I think Lee's probably going to go over and watch his kid play tomorrow night, but I'm thinking about coming over and watching y'all's game tomorrow night. So you may catch me on the sideline.
Well, come on. We'd love to have you.
Good deal. That's my plan right now, so make sure you tell them I'm going to come over there so they don't try to block me out there. I don't know what your seating capacity is. So
we got plenty of room for you.
You squeeze me in.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good, brother. Hey, Lee and I always enjoy catching up with you, brother, and look forward to seeing you over there tomorrow night. And good luck to you, my friend.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
See you, brother. All right. Lee Teat, Will Kriesky, head coach at Riverdale. He does a good job over there, man. He's another one of those young coaches, very gifted coaches, very talented coaches. I like talking to him.
Yeah, well, I think he hit the nail on the head. You're starting to see his team, that continuity with his coaching staff, and starting to see his teams come around to that.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing, buddy.
No doubt. All right, Lee. We're going to take one more real quick commercial break, and then we'll come back and hit these games. We got quite a few games to cover.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back right after this. Hey, folks, I wanted to mention another one of our sponsors. That's Elaborate Images. Owner is Marcia Howard. They do a great job for us. They're responsible for our banners, our T-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, all kinds of apparel. In addition, they do bags, they do drinkware, they do office supplies, trophies. It's laser cutting and etching. They do, all kinds of services, and they do an excellent job. We're very happy with it. I haven't had a single one of these hats that somebody didn't want whenever we visited different teams and different facilities throughout the season. So everybody's really, amazed at the quality of their merchandise. We appreciate Marcia Howard and all those guys do at Elaborate Images for us here at the Friday Main Event. Wanted to give you a little information on them. Again, they are located in Unionville. I do have a link posted on the FridayMainEvent.com directly to the ElaborateImages.com website. So check them out, man. They've got some great merchandise. They do quality work at good, reasonable prices. So appreciate everything Elaborate Images has done for us here on the Friday Main Event. All right, Lee, we are back. Sorry about that, folks. Mother Nature was calling. That's an unfortunate casualty of live TV, Lee. Mother Nature calls, you got to take care of it. All right, Lee, we're ready to go back to games, my friend.
Let's roll, bub.
We hit Cane Ridge and Hillsboro. Are our pickers back?
Yeah, man, we got
Big Dave's back in the house.
Big Dave
is back in the house.
Hammonds, Jacket Lover, Pride, Tommy Fitch, new guy, Festus Hagan, haven't seen before. So
All right,
appreciate
good
y'all
deal.
chiming
Good
in.
deal. Warren County and Coffee County, Lee, and we just talked about this game or this team with Coach Will Kriesky. Matt Turner, man, he's got to be in the talk, I think, for Coach of the Year. 7-0 at Warren County.
Have they been ever 7-0?
I don't know. I know they hadn't. I don't think they've had a winning record. I don't know it, but Donovan did a big write-up on that. I'm thinking they hadn't had a winning record since before 2000. I have to double-check me on that.
That's probably right, man.
But at any rate, man, what a job he's done. And I'm sure C.J. Taylor's got had a whole lot to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
He's had 1,282 rushing yards in 7 games. Counted for 7 rushing TDs. He's passed for 3 more TDs. Having a big year for Matt Turner, and I think you gotta put him in the conversation for Mr. Football, no doubt.
Yep. Coffee County's losses are to Tullahoma, which we know about. Blackman, who's not playing, I don't think, up to their full potential.
Right.
And then Cookville. Mike, I think Warren County goes on the road and gets a win. I think they go to 8-0. And then they're going to meet up next week with Riverdale.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be a big game right
Yes,
there. 79% of our fan base on Twitter at Tennessee Sports, like the Pioneers, to win this one, Lee.
Yep.
What do our guys like Warren? Everybody likes Warren over here in the chat session. Appreciate the chat session. Who we got?
Yeah, Warren, everybody.
Clint Hammond's in the house.
Yeah.
Big Clint Hammond's down in Marshall County. I'm going Warren County too, Lee. I like Warren County to win. It's Lewis County, Loretto. That's big Region 5, Class 2A battle.
Buddy Bobby Sharp they're playing some football.
We need to get Coach Sharp on.
Yeah,
I need
man.
to call him. He
don't text or nothing.
No, he don't. I got to call him. I texted him. That was a funny story, man.
Yeah.
I was texting him last year trying to get him lined up, and he wouldn't respond back. And I was like, crap, man, we ain't going to get him. We was going to Lewis County Forest, remember?
Yeah.
And for some reason, I was talking to Coach Kriesky, who coached under Bobby Sharp, and he's like, he don't do text, man. You got to call Coach Sharp.
Yeah.
So I'll have to give him a call. That'd be a good. I love talking to him. Blake Carroll leading his team, 704 rushing yards, 8 TDs, Lee.
Mm-hmm.
They're 7-0, dude. Beat Eagleville 39-7. They were off last week, but prior to that, ran all over Coach Walker's Eagleville squad. Thoughts?
I like Lewis County, man. Ain't nobody runs a wing tee better than Bobby Sharp.
Absolutely. Godfather of wing tee
Yes,
in
sir.
Middle
He's taught
Tennessee.
no telling how many people that offense and
32 years there at Lewis County.
I like Lewis County, man.
Absolutely. I'm going to go with you, Lee Teat. I like Lewis County also. I'm sure that's what all our guys like, ain't it?
Yep.
Lewis County, popular pick. Alcoa, we had Gary Rankin, the GOAT, on with us earlier tonight. 97% like Alcoa. I'm a little worried about his offense, man. You have to run Cam Burden at quarterback. What do you say? You had a new quarterback. It will be eligible the second round of the playoffs.
Second round of the playoffs. Says he's got a backup plan, but he ain't real sure about it, which I don't
He
believe.
probably don't even. It probably don't matter.
I don't believe he's not sure of it. I just don't know if he wants to go to it.
Yeah, or you don't want to tell us.
Right. But I tell you what, man. Kingston is playing good football.
They are.
They're playing good football, and we even said that to Coach Rankin, and he told us that earlier in the year. Look out
He
for
told
that
us in
team.
the spring.
They're going to be solid.
They're going to be sleeper.
I like Alcoa, obviously. I think they got way too many athletes, too much talent.
I'm with you. I like Alcoa too. I think Kingston's going to make some noise in the first round. I think they're going to be tough to beat in the first round.
Big Daddy Dave says, "Who's the 3% that didn't pick them?"
Probably Kingston fans will be
that-
my guess.
yeah.
Probably the quarterback's dad and the wide receiver's mama. And that's a good question. That's good stuff. Franklin at Brentwood. Lee, watch out for Donnie Webb's team. They're sneaky. They're sneaky good. They beat Centennial 41-20 off last week, as many teams were. But I mean, they got some ball players there. Lee Fisher Anderson, really good tackle, number 6 rated junior in the state of Tennessee. So it's, and they also got Amsler, another tackle. So they're big up front. So anytime you're big up front, it gives you an opportunity to be in ball games. But he's up against Ron Crawford's Brentwood squad, and as we know, they're very solid. Other than the loss to Oakland, which you and I were at, and of course, who was their other loss? Brentwood Academy.
Brentwood Academy pickup game.
Yeah.
So good. That was good for both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, they're good. They're going to be there. We like them actually to be in Cookville, and I don't know that they've done anything to get me off of that on the west side. I think Brentwood wins this one. What do you think?
Yeah, at home too.
I think Donnie Webb and them can play with them, but I don't think.
Not for 4 quarters.
Not for 4 quarters, exactly. I guess everybody's Brentwood. Everybody's Brentwood.
John Tolley's going Franklin.
John Tolley, man.
He is. He's trying to get up on us, ain't he?
He's throwing some wild cards out there tonight, ain't he?
He's trying to make up some games on us. He's going to be a hero or a zero.
Going for the long ball.
Right.
David Crockett at Tennessee. Lee Teat, the Pioneers are 5. Yep, I think so too. Both teams are undefeated in Region 1. This is a potential region title right here. One team, Tennessee has at 4-0 in region play, 5-2 overall. Crockett is 5-2, 3-0 overall. If you look at Tennessee, they've beaten Boone, Morristown East, Volunteer, Cocke County. Their only loss was to Dobbins Bennett. And Greenville, they played them close, 28-24. And then look at, Crockett has beaten Volunteer. They beat Knox Webb, always a powerhouse. Beat Cocke County, Sullivan Central. Began the season with 2 losses to Ooltewah and Science Hill, but since then, man, they've been
reeled them off.
They've been smoking, man.
5 straight.
What's your thoughts?
Crockett on the road.
Tough one to call right here, Lee.
Prince
Colley's having a big year, 844 rushing yards, 12 TDs for Crockett.
I think
Tennessee won this game last year, 28-21.
I'm going to go Crockett on the road.
Crockett on the road. I can see it.
I think they're hot right now.
Hayden Chanley's done
a good job over
there.
Ooh,
this is one I had trouble with, Lee, to be completely honest with you.
Everybody else going Tennessee, they're going with you.
I think I'm going Tennessee too. That's the way I was leaning. But this is a coin flip, in my opinion.
Well, 56%?
56% like Tennessee, and they are the home team. But, that's pretty much a coin toss in my book. Cornersville at Richland, Lee, and the obvious pick here for most people, I think, is Cornersville. Watch out. Richland is better than what people think they are. They beat Collinwood, Mount Pleasant, Zion Christian. Their losses were Rogers, Alabama, Fayetteville, and a 4A squad in Spring Hill. So Coach Patterson is a Bobby Sharp prodigy. Coached under Coach Sharp for a long time. Knows how to run that wing T. And they are home.
Yeah, I'm going Cornersville.
I'm not going to talk you into it.
No,
I was trying. Wasn't working, was it?
No. I'm going to go Cornersville.
I think it's going to be a close game.
It will.
I really do think it's going to be a close game.
Be a good game. Be a real good game.
And I'm not. 87% of our fan base likes Cornersville. Surely to goodness that many of them ain't that wrong. Yeah, 'cause I thought that number would be closer.
Me too.
What's our guys like? Corntown. Yeah, all right. I'll go with you. I'm not going to go out on a limb on that one. I think it's going to be closer than what these guys do, though.
Yeah. Now here comes an interesting matchup.
Gallatin and Hendersonville. We had Chad Watson on with us earlier, Lee. James Beasley's doing a really good job there at Hendersonville. They're 3-0 in region play. They've had a tough way to go. They beat Giles County, Stacey County, Lebanon, and Wilson Central, but they lost to Oakland, Beach, Independence. Pretty darn good group of teams they lost to.
Yes.
And the flip side of that, Gallatin's beaten Lebanon, Station Camp, Green Hills. They lost to Mount Juliet. They lost to Collierville, lost to Wilson Central, and lost to Henry County.
Mm-hmm.
So, these teams have got 7 losses between them, but no losses you're really like, what the heck, They're legit losses. Good teams.
I don't know, Mike. I think right now, you got to go home. I'm going with a home team right here.
Yeah, that win over Wilson Central was impressive. 28-10 over Wilson Central, and I think kind of like we talked to Coach Watson. I think the missing Stanley being a new quarterback there, and you kind of alluded to that, Lee, missing those 7-on-7s and the scrimmages and whatnot. I think that probably affected him as much as anybody, being new in that offense. I'm gonna go with Hendersonville in this one too, but I think it'll be a good game. This will be a good one if you're up in that area to go watch.
Yeah, go over in Sumner County.
Yeah, it should be a really good game to go watch. Walker Valley at East Hamilton. You got a 5A versus a 4A. Grant Reynolds, he's my guy.
Yep.
I love Grant Reynolds. He does a great job down there in that tough region with Anderson County. Really looking forward to that Anderson County battle for this region title. Walker Valley quarterback Tucker Pope, he's passed for 1,185 yards, 14 TDs versus 5 interceptions, Lee. Also rushed for 220 yards and 8 TDs. So you got to account for that kid.
Yep. Walker Valley's putting up numbers, scoring quite a few.
And I like Drew Atkins. I think he returned. I want to say he returned to Walker Valley as an alum. Is that right? I don't know why I'm thinking that. But that may not be right. But he's done a good job there at any rate, because that program traditionally is not that good. But he's kind of got him turning the corner here.
Well, they lost to both Bradley Central and Ray County. Man, and that's two really, really tough squads.
Two really good squads.
And both losses about 3 points.
All right. So they've been in them.
Woo, Mike.
Yeah, this is a tough game to pick. I mean, heck, our Twitter followers like the Mustangs at 63%. I like Haynes Eller, the quarterback for East Hamilton, Lee. He's a senior.
I got to go East Hamilton right
He's
here.
a senior, and he's done everything. I mean, we were singing his praises first of the year, and we hated it. He got the COVID contact tracing. He had to miss a game. I think he's got a little extra incentive. I'm going with the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
But I think this is going to be one of the better games over in East Tennessee.
Good game. I'm going to go East Hamilton. That'd be a good one to watch.
Yeah, a real good game. What does our guys say?
They like Hamilton.
They like Hamilton. Well, they ain't dumb as I thought they was. Yeah. I'm just kidding, guys. I love our followers. I like messing with them. That's why I like them. Oneida at especially Hammonds.
Oh Lord.
He's a ringleader. You got to watch that dude. Oneida at Meigs County. Lee Teat. This is a Region 2 battle, potential region title battle. Of course, Rockwood may have something to say about that, but 2-0 Meigs County in region play, 7-0 overall, knocked off what we feel is the best 1A team in the state, 28-21, over South Pitt last week. And then Oneida got beat by the Kings Academy, who has that huge UT commit at offense. I can't remember his name right now, offensive lineman. The kid's a freak of nature. So there's no surprise they lost that game, but they are 4-3, 2-1. Mr. Teat, they beat Oliver Springs, Wartburg, Greenback, Cumberland Gap. They've now lost 3 in a row. That's kind of a concern. But look at who they lost to: Upperman, Rockwood, as we mentioned, and Kings Academy.
Question: does Meigs come out flat after last week?
That's a possibility.
That's a tough game last
week.
But,
I mean, if anything, though, Lee, if you remember, and I know you always love that online like many of us, they lost that second half. So I don't know that they've got anything to sleep on, considering the fact, they really got beat there in the second half. So, I mean, if they had cruised the whole game, I might buy into that line of thinking. But the fact that they barely come away with the win, I think they'll be good to go for Oneida.
Well, I'm going to go Meigs. I just wonder if they're going to be flat.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I understand that because that was a huge hype game.
Yeah. Hard to get. Sometimes hard to recover from that type of game.
Yeah. I got you. I understand. I don't agree, but I got you.
Going Meigs.
I'm going Meigs.
Yeah.
You are too, ain't you?
Yeah.
Mount Juliet, Oak Ridge, Lee, I'm really glad to see this game right here. I'm glad that Coach Gaddis and Coach Perry got together and got that on the schedule last year. 83% like Mount Juliet, even though they got beat by
Rossview.
what I would consider an upset. Rossview 22 to 14. Of course, they was off last week. That was 2 weeks ago. Both these teams were off last week, as were many teams with fall break. I don't know. This is a tough one to call right here. Mitchell Givens is having another great year for Oak Ridge. 999 yards, 11 TDs to 5 interceptions. I think Kendall Jackson has rushed for 480 yards and 3 TDs. And then they got a freshman, Lee, Brandon Hayward, who leads the receivers with 313 yards, 5 TDs. That's kind of unusual for Oak Ridge. Probably, I guess T. Higgins was the last freshman they had to lead their team in receiving.
I think you got to go Mountain Juliet right here.
You would think, yeah, and our Twitter followers at 83% at Tennessee Sports on Twitter like the Golden Bears. I don't know, Lee. I'm just Oak Ridge won this game last year, 41-34
Sure
at Mount Juliet.
Yep.
So you're saying Mount Juliet returns the favor and takes the road win here, right? Is that what you're saying?
I'm going to go Mountain Juliet.
You ain't second guessing, are you? Sound
No.
like you might be wavering a little bit.
No, I'm going MJ.
Oak Ridge is beating Hardin Valley, Campbell County, Clinton, and Carnes. Their losses are to Dobbins, Bennett, Farragut, and West.
Tough.
3 darn good teams.
Yep.
I'm going to go with shoot.
You going Wildcats?
I don't know. I'm going to go Wildcats just because of the Rossview loss, because I didn't see that. So, Coach Perry, you're going to have to prove me wrong, brother, because I was a little disappointed. You made me miss one last week.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Joe Gaddis. Joe Gaddis. What we got over here? MJ,
Split.
MJ. Split.
Mm-hmm.
What did Hammonds pick?
He went Mountain Juliet.
Okay, I feel better about my pick now. DeKalb County and Macon County. Steve Trapp. Lee, I think they got things going over there now. They kind of got off to a slow start, 5-3, 2-0, 42-7 over Smith County last week. I'm fixing to kill that fly right there. I'm just gonna let you know. I got a fly swatter
Macon
over
County's only lost to Trousdale by 7, 8.
So you are
Macon County at home too.
Macon County at home. So you are, and you like Kyle Shoulders.
I do.
You've been a big fan of his.
Yep.
From back in the RBS days and in the days that he was at Oakland under Kriesky.
Yep.
So you really like that dude. So you're going Macon County.
I'm going Macon County at home.
I'm going to Cab County on the road. Thank you. I thought I could talk you into
Aldino's playing lights out
He's
for
playing
them.
lights out. That's why I'm going with him. I'm glad I talked you into that.
You didn't talk me into that.
Can't change your mind now. Say I didn't talk you into that.
No. I'm going to go Macon at
I
home.
was trying to. Hey, that'd be a good game, man. I'm just messing with you. That
It
should be a
will be.
that should be a real good game. What's our guys got?
They're all going to Cab.
Oh, you got one Macon in there. Who's got Macon? I can't see it, Lee.
Tommy Fitch.
Tommy Fitch got Macon. You got
Clint
one.
Hammonds went Macon. He said he ain't never
Oh.
picking DeKalb.
I feel real good about my cow pick now. Clint Evans.
I'm going to catch the crap over it too. Bad.
Yeah, you will. Gordon,
Now,
for
this
me,
game right here,
Gordonsville, Fayetteville. Well, the thing is, Lee, and you know what I'm fixing to say, don't you? Fayetteville's got 5 kids, I think, Coach Morrison told us last week, suspended fighting in that game with Cornersville. So, and I don't know what kids it were. I didn't get the names. I don't know if it's defense. It's probably 5 kids that go both ways. If it's a 1A team, that's typically what you see, man. Your best kids are going both ways. So, if both teams were full force, I might would lean to Fayetteville. But the fact that Fayetteville's got kids out, I'm going with Scotty Clemens' Gordonsville team on the road.
I'm going to go Gville on the road.
Gville on the road.
Yep.
Fayetteville freshman K.J. Jackson leads the team in rushing lead with 667 yards, 5 TDs. I don't think he's one of them that got ejected because I don't know many freshmen are looking to fight. So
yeah.
I'd say he's one of them. It might have been you back in your day. You'd probably been in the middle of it as a freshman, but
Yeah.
you ain't arguing with that. So Fayetteville. You're going Gordonsville. I'm going Gordonsville. Gordonsville sophomore Matthew Albritton Lee. You know a lot more about it than I do. My concern is he's turned the ball over a little bit.
Yep.
Got a few interceptions, 5 TDs, 6 interceptions, 658 yards passing. Got to take better care of the ball, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think some of those INTs were early against Watertown and Trousdale.
Okay.
But Darryl Holt is really starting to play well, the running back.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a darn good ball game, though. I mean, a darn good. It's going to be a barn burner.
I'd like to see Fayetteville full force in this game just to see.
Well, that win over Moore County lets you know they're real. Fayetteville's
got a real good chance, Lee, getting to Cookeville this year.
Yep.
Being on the west side of the
bracket.
I think the west is down a little bit. Huntington is starting to play better, but, I mean, that's a team you always expect. Lake County lost a lot of kids. West Carroll hadn't played as well as I thought they were going to play.
Yep.
I mean, if you look there in that Region 5 with Moore County, Hunland, Cornersville, I think that Region 5 may be the toughest region on that side of the state. Would be my guess right now.
Yeah.
You look at other teams. You look at again Lake County, Dresden, West Carroll, Huntington. Who am I missing? I'm missing somebody.
Greenfield.
Yeah. So I think Fayetteville's got a real good chance to get to Cookeville with their full force.
Yeah.
Everybody's there. In Gordonsville, they got to go through South Pitt, so they got a whole lot tougher route to get there.
Yeah.
But I mean, if Gordonsville finds some way to amazingly get through South Pitt, you may see this matchup in Cookeville.
Possibility.
I think Gordonsville's in the top 2 or 3 in the east side of the bracket. Fayetteville's in the top 2 or 3 in the west.
Yep.
So it's possible.
Yep.
Maybe not likely, but possible. Gordonsville, lost signal. That's not one of the teams, Big Daddy. Big Daddy said he lost signal. He's over in Johnson County.
He's way.
They don't have internet over there. Hampton at South Green, Lee Teat. Where we at? Where we at on teams? 4. Okay, we're about done.
Yep.
We're wrapping it up, folks. We're on the finish line. Hampton and South Green, Lee Teat, 2 undefeated teams. South Green at 8-0, 2-0 in region play. Hampton 6-0, 2-0 region play. This will be the region title game right here. 44-14. Hampton beat Clallan for the second time this season. South Green beat North Green 53-12. Fixing to get that darn fly. He's pissing me off. Sorry.
Hey, man, these guys are like South Green.
South Green, really? I like Hampton. I'm going with my boy over at Unicoi County. He said Hampton has got the best team they've had in a decade. Coach Hensley over at Unicoi County, the guy that's big Friday Man Event fan, he told me that first of the year when they beat Unicoi County. He said that's the best Hampton team he's seen. So you guys are in trouble. Big South Green. I like Hampton. Bulldogs.
I'm going Hampton.
You was thinking about it, wasn't you? Was you considering it, or was you just faking?
I was considering it because it's at home.
I knew you had that look like you was thinking about it. Sean Jones, new head coach there, Lee, he's done a real good job.
Hammond said, "Get your chopsticks out for that fly." Mr. Miyagi stuff there.
Yeah. He's killing me, man. That's one of the hazards. I'm sure you noticed the fresh aroma of chicken manure when you come into my house tonight. That's what we do out here in the country. Spread that stuff out for
hay fields.
Fertilizer on the hay fields, and unfortunately this time of year it brings the flies in. My dad was spreading it all day today, and now we got a bunch of flies. Anyway, Off topic.
All right, here we go.
Shelbyville
big,
Summit.
Big matchup.
Big
Mike.
one, man. Big one. Big
Boy,
one. Big
this
one.
has been it's been roughing right here for me.
Well, I tell you what, man. I was leaning real hard in one direction coming in. I'm gonna tell you
Until just
why.
a minute ago.
We talked to Coach Coleman, and Keaton Wade's out. I thought that would be the difference in this one, because if you got both those Wade twins in there, I don't see anybody beating Summit this year. But Keaton's out, and Josh Puckett's squad, man, they're playing lights out. It's like he said, Kate Cunningham is playing off the charts, man. It 424 yards of total offense last week, Lee. 212 passing, 212 rushing with 4 TDs, and a 50-14 win over a good Cleveland team. And then Summit, I think they were off. I believe they were off last week, and then they beat Franklin County 33-9. But you know, Keaton's back out. Got a split over here, don't we?
Yeah.
You want me to pick first?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with the upset, big upset, because we had Summit number 1 in the state. I don't know if I can pull the trigger or not. I won't pull the trigger for
I'm
Shelbyville.
going Summit.
You going Summit?
Yep.
This is tough.
Going Summit.
My gut's telling me Summit, my heart's telling me Shelbyville, because I love Kate Cunningham. I love that kid, like he's on my own kid. Kevin and Jana, his parents, I've known them my whole life. Grew up with them. Like I say, I feel like I'm rooting against the sun if I pick against him.
Man, Shelbyville is putting up a lot of points.
Putting up a lot of points. This is a sentimental pick. May wind up biting me in the butt, Lee, but I'm going with Shelbyville. I love Coach Coleman. No knock on him, but Kate Cunningham's my boy. Love that kid. Good kid.
Well, it's a
great family.
Pick 'em.
It is a pick 'em.
That's a straight coin
with Keaton out. It's not a pick 'em with Keaton in the game.
Yeah.
Keaton's a difference maker, man. If he's in, I'm definitely going Summit. With him out, I'm giving Shelbyville a shot.
Yep.
You buy that?
Yeah. Sure can.
All right, Lee. Here's the big matchup. Big Daddy Dave. Is he back on yet? Oh, he's back on.
He's back on.
He told me, he said, I'm going to miss this. I want to see which one of you rednecks picks Greenville to win this game. I told him he'd have to get his internet back up because I wasn't going to tell him.
Yeah.
Sean Witten, we had him on last week, Lee. They had a COVID win over Union County. I don't even think he tried to schedule anybody. He wanted an extra week to prepare for this big game.
Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody'd play him anyway.
It's tough. It's real tough. But Greenville, man, they've got it together. I think they had a whole lot of that COVID illness. They missed the first game of the season, remember?
Yeah. With
COVID. So I think they've been unhealthy a big part of the season. So I don't want to read too much into how they've played so far. They are 5-2. They beat Austin East, Tennessee, Sullivan Central. A very good Sullivan South team. Lost to Daniel Boone and Science Hill. So I mean, they've lost to some good competition. Mm-hmm. And I don't think they were 100% in that Boone game. Elizabethton's beaten Science Hill, Sullivan East, Daniel Boone, Granger, Cherokee, and William Blunt.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Rollins, 1,072 passing yards, 16 TDs versus 2 interceptions, 73% pass completion. He's rushed for 413 yards and 9 TDs. Is anybody going to overtake him for Mr. Football this year?
He got 25 touchdowns.
25 touchdowns. That dude, if he don't get Mr. Football this year, there's something wrong with that thing, man. He's a real deal.
Yep.
Who's
Betsy.
your pick? Betsy. I'm going Betsy also. But this game's gonna be close, Lee. It's gonna be a less than 7 points, probably about a 3-point spread.
Really?
Yep. It's at Greenville.
Yeah, it's a hard place to win.
Hard place
said
to
10.
win. You say 10?
Yeah.
I think it's 3 to 6 points. Elizabeth.
Yep.
Gonna be a good one. So sorry, Big Dave.
Last game.
Big
right
game
on
right
time,
here, and I'm going to be at this one. Oakland at Riverdale, Battle of the Borough. Patriots, 87% of our fan base like the Patriots, Lee, and how could you not? Got a ton of weapons there, don't they, buddy?
They do. Normally, Mike, I think this would be a pretty tight ball game, but with Holcomb out, Oakland runs away with this, buddy.
Think so?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that
I hate
either
it for
until
Coach Kriesky,
yeah.
man, because Jameson is a decision maker. He's smart with the football.
Very smart.
Keeps you in, it don't get you in bad situations.
Yeah.
You bring in a sophomore in that's only got one start under his belt against this Oakland defense. They're going to put pressure on this kid to make him make some decisions. I think Holcomb would be more seasoned for that. That's why I'm going Oakland probably pretty handily, man.
That's one thing I was going to talk to Coach Kriesky about was the fact that I think he's got 5 kids that got at least 100 yards receiving.
Yeah.
So Jameson does a really good job of spreading the ball around,
Yeah.
which makes them even harder to defend. But with him out of the game, Lee, I'm with you.
It was already going to be an uphill task.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now with him out, I just can't see it.
With not as much of a threat to pass the ball, that Oakland defense is lights out.
They're going to put
They're
blind on you.
They're going to have 8 guys in a box, and I don't even remember what the kid's name was. He had at quarterback, but they're going to make him throw the ball, and I don't know if they're capable of doing that. And I'm going to guarantee you, Oakland's going to stack the box.
Yeah.
And make that new quarterback beat them. And Kriesky's he's an extremely good coach. He's very cerebral. He's
Yes, sir.
he does his homework. He was watching our show tonight just because Will Kriesky come in there. I'll bet you $100 on that.
Yeah.
He probably ain't watching it now, but I guarantee you he was when Kriesky was on.
Yeah, I just
Oakland?
yeah.
Oakland. All right, Lee, that's going to wrap up another edition of the Friday Main Event. I am Mike Molder, and he is Lee Teat, and Elaborate Images.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate apparently my wife said that our commercial volumes were too low. I didn't realize that, Lee. I hadn't paid any attention, but if you missed the commercials, Elaborate Images, Marsha Howard does all our stuff. I know she's supposed to have a store up for us on her website. Joan contacted her this week. Apparently she's got a ton of rush orders she's trying to get out for October and November, but that's definitely on her to-do list is get us our own personal store up. So hopefully she'll get that up with our merchandise on it soon, I hope.
Sure. I want one of them long sleeves.
Yeah. I'm sure you could probably get moved up the priority list being that you're Lee Teat.
Yeah, I'm going to get one of them long sleeve T-shirts.
They're nice.
I got the sweatshirt.
Yeah, they're nice. And then, of course, Coach T, Jim Thompson, Friday Main Event.
Time.
Appreciate Coach Thompson. And most of you guys I know are on the Coach T website. Get you a Plus membership if you don't have one. We've got one. Really enjoy Coach T's website. And, that's just a small acknowledgement of how much you appreciate the website. Make a little donation. Be a Coach T Plus member. There's links all over the website to get access to that. It's easy to do. You can do it PayPal, credit card, however you want to do it. So, throw him 5, 10, 20, whatever the website's worth to you. Jump on and be a Plus member. All right, Mr. Teat.
Hey, one more thing to
yeah.
the dudes out there listening, man. This is important to me. I'm a veteran. Get out and vote. Early voting started. I don't really care who you vote for. That's your business. But get out and exercise that right so we can keep having the right to do that.
Yeah, good point. I'm glad you brought that up, brother.
Yep, early voting started, so let's get out there and get after it.
I need to do that tomorrow. I'm glad you reminded me of that. All right, folks, so we're going to conclude it here. Lee Teat, Mike Molder, Friday Main Event. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next Thursday, 6 p.m. Central.